I wonder how many people I've looked at all my life and never seen. Maybe everybody in the whole damn world is scared of each other. There ain't no sin and there ain't no virtue. There's just stuff people do. I believe a strong woman may be stronger than a man, particularly if she happens to have love in her heart. All great and precious things are lonely. I got you to look after me, and you got me to look after you, and that's why. It's so much darker when a light goes out than it would have been if it had never shone. And now that you don't have to be perfect, you can be good. All war is a symptom of man's failure as a thinking animal. Ideas are like rabbits. You get a couple and learn how to handle them, and pretty soon you have a dozen. No man really knows about other human beings. The best he can do is to suppose that they are like himself. It seems to me that if you or I must choose between two courses of thought or action, we should remember our dying and try so to live that our death brings no pleasure to the world. A sad soul can kill you quicker, far quicker, than a journey. As happens sometimes, a moment settled and covered and remained for much more than a moment. People like you to be something, preferably what they are. Sometimes a man wants to be stupid if it lets him do a thing his cleverness forbids. A man so painfully in love is capable of self-torture beyond belief. I shall revenge myself in the cruelest way you can imagine. I shall forget it. If you're in trouble, or hurt or need, go to the poor people. They're the only ones that'll help, the only ones. The free exploring mind of the individual human is the most valuable thing in the world. We are lonesome animals. We spend all our life trying to be less lonesome. You can only understand people if you feel them in yourself. Humans are caught in a net of good and evil. This is the only story we have. Power does not corrupt. Fear corrupts, perhaps the fear of a loss of power. The great companies did not know that the line between good and line. I was born lost and take no pleasure in being found. Many a trip continues long after movement in time and space have ceased. One can find so many pains when the rain is falling. I have come to believe that a great teacher is a great artist. A journey is a person in itself, no two are alike. It is a common experience that a problem difficult at night is resolved in the morning. Where does discontent start? You are warm enough, but you shiver. Sectional football games have the glory and the despair of war. Man, unlike anything organic or inorganic in the universe, grows beyond his work. In the souls of the people the grapes of wrath are filling and growing heavy. The profession of book writing makes horse racing seem like a solid, stable business. Men do change, and change comes like a little wind that ruffles the curtains at dawn. Unless a reviewer has the courage to give you unqualified praise, I say ignore the bastard. It has always seemed strange to me, the things we admire in men are the concomitants of failure. A journey is like marriage. The certain way to be wrong is to think you control it. Nearly everyone has his box of secret pain. You know how advice is. You only want it if it agrees with what you wanted to do anyway. What good is the warmth of summer, without the cold of winter to give it sweetness? The discipline of the written word punishes both stupidity and dishonesty. When a man says he does not want to speak of something, he usually means he can think of nothing else. An answer is invariably the parent of a great family of new questions. Literature is as old as speech. It grew out of human need for it. I've seen a look in dogs' eyes, a quickly vanishing look of amazed contempt. If you want to destroy a nation, give it too much, make it greedy, miserable, and sick. There are several kinds of love. One is a selfish, mean, grasping, egotistical thing. Time is the only critic without ambition. The other is an outpouring of everything good in you, of kindness and consideration and respect. It has always been my private conviction that any man who puts his intelligence up against a fish and loses had it coming. Socialism never took root in America because the poor see themselves not as an exploited proletariat but as temporarily embarrassed millionaires. But I have a new love for that glittering instrument, the human soul. For it is said that humans are never satisfied, that you give them one thing and they want something more. A plan once made and visualized becomes a reality along with other realities. A large drop of sun lingered on the horizon and then dripped over and was gone. When a child first catches adults out, his world falls into panic desolation. And the little screaming fact that sounds through all history, repression works only to strengthen and knit the repressed. It is interesting to watch the German efficiency, which, from the logic of the machine is efficient but from the mechanics of the human species is suicidal. May I for a little while, only for a little while, see with the inflamed eyes of a god? It is snowing again. Confound it, will the winter never be over? All the goodness and the heroisms will rise up again, then be cut down again and rise up. You have heard about the trickiness of the mob. Mob is simply a phalanx. I try to write what seems to me true. If it isn't true for other people, then it isn't good art. Isn't it funny, my two pet horrors, incapacity and ledgers, and they both hit at once. We can find no man-unit reason for the sudden invasion of Europe by a race of Hun shepherds. Religion is a phalanx emotion, and this was so clearly understood by the Church Fathers. There it is interesting to watch the German efficiency, which, from the logic of the machine is efficient. If you are in love, that's a good thing, that's about the best thing that can happen to anyone. Cure those and you would have not man but an entirely new species you wouldn't recognize. I admit our Russian is limited, but we can say hello, come in, you are beautiful, oh no you don't. No little appetite or pain, no carelessness or meanness in him escaped her. I have written a great many stories and I still don't know how to go about it except to write it. To finish is sadness to a writer, a little deaf. The story goes on and leaves the writer behind, for no story is ever done. It took me almost as long to decide that I was finally going to read East of Eden. I'm often hesitant to read books with a high page count and have a terrible habit of failing to finish longer books. East of Eden is a novel with one quote at the root of it all. During the previous winter, I had become rather seriously ill with one of those carefully named difficulties. For all the chasing I do of moderation, stability, and consistency, there are certainly times on all ends of every spectrum. And in Steinbeck's eyes, this is magical in its own way, too. The loneliness that ensues when a writer is trying to explain something which defies explanation. Writing, then, can be a tool for self-discovery and understanding. This quote speaks to the human experience of discontent and how it starts. His point is that while writers may not always be seen as show-stopping performers, they are able to evoke emotion. Man, unlike anything organic or inorganic in the universe, grows beyond his work. This inspiring quote by John Steinbeck speaks to the importance of passion and pride in a profession. The phrase "roar like a lion" is a metaphorical description of being brave and vocal. This haunting quote from John Steinbeck's novel The Grapes of Wrath speaks to the collective struggle. He told Jody how horses love conversation. He must talk to the pony all the time. And this I believe, that the free, exploring mind of the individual human is the most valuable thing. It is a nice thing to be working and believing in my work again. For the first time I am working on a book that is not limited. Boileau said that kings, gods, and heroes only were fit subjects for literature. All hell has broken loose. I admit our Russian is limited. Yesterday in Muir Woods that dog lifted his leg on a tree that was 20 feet across. Except for the field organizers of strikes, who were pretty tough monkeys and devoted. Just as his works that frequently explored the themes of fate and injustice, the same is seen in his quotes.